Contemporans. Comparative tetrads. The pairs which we have just reviewed bring up certain comparisons which are extremely interesting. Compared in pairs, they bring each time for similar arcanas in joint opposition. The following tetrads deserve our special attention. 111. Magician Strength. 012. Rule Hang Man. 48. Emperor Justice. 1915. Sun Devil. 210. Priestess Wheel of 2113. World Death. 39. Empress Hermit. Rahu. 2014. Judgment CMP Sentence. 57. Pope Chariot. 1816. Moon Tower. 25. Priestess Pope. 2118. World Moon. In each of those tetrads the first arcana is to the second what the third is to the fourth. The first is, moreover, to the third as the second is to the fourth, and again the first is to the fourth as the second is to the third. 10. Make a deeper study of the tarot. It is important to resolve the series of problems and equations which the presence of these tetrads pose. We have there an intellectual exercise which would be profitable to those who want to apply the tarot to divination. 16. The following indications will show how there are grounds for indicating on one hand the synthesizing ideas which relate the four arcanas to each other, and to discern on the other hand the various aspects of the same idea offered by each of the arcanas in particular. 3. For Empress Emperor. 2019. I Judgment Sun. I-10. Chariot Wheel of 1613. Tower Death. 8-9. Justice Hermit. Rahu. 1514. Devil Circumference. 32. In potential. In action. Giving one the ability to instruct oneself in all matters. 1. The Magician N. Oh, the Fool JJ. Fully instructed and practiced in an active, inert, intellectual inability, stupidity, incomprehension, hampered, rendered unproductive, thoughts too sublime to be rendered, all practical works. 11. Strength. 12. The Hanged Man tilde. Misunderstood genius. Intelligible. The spirit in the presence of mystery. Effort to penetrate it. Divination, intuition, gnosis, faith. 2. The Priestess L. 21. The World Hen. Stopping at general conjecture. Perceives it fully. Ecstatic vision. Integral sciences. Discernment, discovery. 10. The Wheel of Fortune. 13. Death 1. Repulses it, denies it. Disillusion. Absolute skepticism. The spiritual principle, source of health and life, is drawn into intelligence and held by the growth of ideas. Comprehension, conception. 3. The Empress J. 20. Judgment 1. Subjugates the intelligence. Inspiration, enthusiasm, constituting the mental sphere. That it fertilizes. Born fruit in intelligence. Storage of memory. 9. The Hermit TJ. 14. Temperance. Now. Circulates and animates a multiplicity of beings. Universal life. 33. Fixed to the center of the personality, principle of voluntary energy, of individual expansion and growth. 4. The Emperor. 19. The Sun P. Shining with its universal source, opening out of the self. The expansion of being, altruism. The four sources of human convictions. Tonalized, harmoniously distributed to ensure the normal functioning. X. Excessively condensed congestion of the organism and its conservation. 8. Justice and 15. The devil. 0. Rut, blind-hearted, brutal instinct, egoism. The philosophical or religious tradition. Enlightened believers. Independent search for the free thinkers. 7. The chariot. T. 16. The tower. Contradiction of opposing doctrines. Anti-religious, sectarian, false freethinkers. Truth. 5. The Pope. I. 1. 18. The moon. Why? Conventional opinions. Dominant prejudices. Superstitious. Slaves of the written word. Various aspects of key truth. X. Intuition and asks to be. Mystery which requires penetrate inner thought or enlightening spirit. Dogma whose esotericism requires to be understood. 5. The Pope. I. 1. 18. The moon. Why? 2. Priestess. L. 21. The world. JJ. Absolute which only reveals itself in the throes of ecstasy. X. Material signs, forms, envelopes, outer shell of thoughts, dead letter. 34. Idea is attracted to understanding, penetrates it and takes root in it. 3. Temperance. 20. Judgment. 1. It takes hold of it spontaneously, producing a rapture of it develops all its consequences logically. 4. Emperor. 1. 19. The Sun. P. X. It becomes refined and takes enthusiasm on a poetical or sublime character. Results of human activities. Triumph. Success won by merit. 7. Chariot. L. 16. The Tower. J. 1. Failure provoked by illusions or by mistakes. Success obtained by favor or by luck. X. Catastrophe inevitable and fatal for which the victim is not responsible. 10. Will opportune. I. 13. Death. 0. Applications of energy. Balance between income and expenditure. Normal functioning. 8. Justice and 15. The devil. 0. Accumulation pushed to the extreme. Then sudden expenditure. Impetuousness, explosion. X. Slackness, languor, indifference. Reduction of expenditure. Retention, continence. 9. The hermit. 14. Temperance. J. Apathy, coolness. The reader is asked not to be put off by the dryness of the preceding diagrams, because they offer to his personal initiative a rich field to be explored in depth. To learn to decipher the tarot, it is essential to practice comparing the arcanas in order to extract all that they can suggest regarding the many similarities and contrasts. The meditative mind will know how to draw from each tetrad the material for a full dissertation. Each person must think for himself. It would be wrong to ease the task of those able to initiate themselves, those who care to study the tarot seriously. 35. Chapter 3. The Kabbalistic Tarot. The number 21. In the preceding chapters the tarot has only been seen in one of its many aspects. We wanted to consider it first of all as a whole, made up of 22 parts, the number which, according to its common factors, can be divided by 2 and 11. But we may put to one side the Fool, which stands out from the other cards because of its being unnumbered. The tarot is thus divided into 2 categories. The first, containing 1 card only, the Fool, which seems to counterbalance alone the 21 cards of the second group. Let us leave the fool, whom we will meet again further on, and lead our investigations onto the series of numbered arcanas. Now 21 has a factor of 3 and 7. We will have to study the cards placed in 7 groups of 3s and 3 groups of 7s. The law of the ternary. Everything inevitably comes from 3, which makes but 1 within every act. Single in itself, these factors can indeed be distinguished. 1. The active principle, causes or subject of the action. 2. The action of this subject, its verb. 3. The object of this action, its effect or its result. These 3 terms are inseparable and rely on each other. Hence this triunity which one finds in everything. One example will make us grasp the importance of this data. The idea of creation implies 1. The creator, 2. The action of creating, and 3. The thing created. As soon as one of these 3 elements is removed, the 2 others disappear, for without a creator one can conceive neither the act of creating nor a thing created. On the other hand, the creator is only such because he creates. Outside the action of creating, he does not exist anymore. Then the object created does. In short, without the created,